A very good morning to everyone. Welcome to the Career Talk with Mamee. We would like to seek your cooperation in completing this event. Kindly switch off your mobile phones to silent mode to avoid any interruption. Thank you for your kind cooperation and attention. Good morning and welcome to the Career Talk with Mami. My name is Harshini and I'm truly honored to have each of you join us today, including our online audience watching live on YouTube. First, we are pleased to announce the presence of our distinguished guests from Mamee Malaysia. They are Ms. Lalwalki, Senior Manager of Human Capital, Miss Cheong Wei-Ping, Head of Group Quality. Miss Nurul Ainina, Assistant Manager of Islamic Affairs. Miss Seline Assistant Manager of Human Capital. And Dr. Nurul Izzah from Department of Technology. We extend our warmest welcome to all of them. For everyone's kind attention, this career talk is thoughtfully designed to provide valuable insights and guidance, particularly for final year students as they prepare to enter the workforce. Today's program will feature three key sessions: a forum discussion, tips on resume preparation, and a resume screening process. To officially kick off our event, we would now like to invite Miss Lai Waiki, Miss Cheong Wei Ping, Miss Nurul Ainina, and Miss Hoi Wanzin as moderator to take the stage and begin our forum session titled Workplace Readiness Insight from Mamee. Please give them a warm welcome.
Thank you, Hashini, and good morning, everyone, for joining us today for today's forum, Workplace Readiness Insight from Mamee. We are honored to have experts from Mamee, Ms. Waiki, Ms. Cheong, and Ms. Ainina. So for today's agenda, we will start with a brief intro by each panel. Then we will continue with four sharing sessions, and after each session ends, we will continue with Q&A sessions for each session. Then we will end our forum session. So without further ado, let's begin by getting to know each of our panelists. Could you all briefly introduce yourself and tell us what are your role in Mamee? So maybe we can start with Seline first.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I asked them to sit closer, but they're still all the way at the back. I'm Waiki from Mamee under Human Capital. I'm actually the HR business partner for all the corporate functions in Mamee itself. I take care of all people-related issues in Mamee. I'm also taking care of recruitment and employer branding. So Seline is in my team. Yeah, so I feel that this session is very formal. Yeah, just make it more casual. If you have any questions or you want to ask it, maybe your background is in food science, but in the future you want to venture into HR, you can ask questions as well. Okay, just make it more casual. If you have any questions, just ask us. Okay. Yeah. Any questions for me as of now? No. Okay, thank you. I'll pass to Ms. Cheong, our head of quality.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Cheong. Cheong Wei-Ping, so you can call me Miss Cheong, right? So when today I entered back to UPM, actually I am the community student from UPM. I was this for 20 years back. So it's a mixed feelings that I enter back to my school start instead. So actually in my Mamee, I'm in charge for all the related QA/QC, regulatory things, supplier change relations. So I'm in charge for the whole entire group QA/QC activities. So Mamee, we have a few factories, which is history Malacca, Subang, Kuantan, and we also have overseas Indonesia and Myanmar. So I oversee these few factories. Yeah, thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Okay, my name is Ainina. Okay, as a Hala executive in Mamee. So actually, in Subang, I'm actually from based in Subang. We have our Hala team called so-called Islamic Affairs and Government Relations. So I'm one of the in the team. So I'm in charge for mostly on export and OEM products. Okay. And then we have another two guys who are in charge for local. So actually for under Islamic Affairs, we are in charge for halal certification process and also audit. and then also conduct meeting and also career talk also like today lah. Okay, I will explain later what else we usually do in Mamee or other parts. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the introductions. So we will enter our first round. So for the first question, I would like to direct it to Miss Lai. So, okay, when you screening CVs or resume, right? So what are the qualities that make a candidate stand out, and what are the wow factor you always looking for?
Okay, thank you for the questions. Is that the only reasons that you come here today? How you get selected by your employer? What we are looking at, when you prepare your resume, right? Remember one thing: either HR manager or the recruiters, we screen through more than hundreds over CV one day. Okay, the rule of thumb is your resume have to keep it clean and simple. 1 to 2 page enough. No need transcript and all this thing. But later on, Seline, during Celine's section, so she will go through what you need to include in a CV. But basically, what we are looking at as a recruiter in your resume, it will be skill, knowledge, and your experience. Can anyone tell me what's the difference between skills and knowledge? What is that as skill and knowledge? Is it the same? What's the difference? Can anyone give me the answer? What kind of knowledge you should include in your resume? Knowledge is a piece of information that you know, like the fact, the information is basically intellectual understanding of something. For example, your education background. Remember to put down what is your education background in your resume. Don't just put bachelor degree. In what? What is your course? So you have to write down, but no need to include your transcript. Okay, so that's knowledge. What is skill? Skills is more practical. Skills is basically knowledge that you apply. Analytical skill, interpersonal skill, your skill. Last will be your experience. But to put in context, you as a fresh graduate, do you have any experience? No. So in your resume, it is important for you to put down your internship experience. Okay, it is a must. So for you to start your internship in a good company like Mamee, it is very important. Look for a good company that can give you exposure and learning. You have to make sure that. Okay, not a company can actually let you work from 8 to 5 and go home every day doing photo setting. No, you have to look for a good company. This is very important to start internship. Okay, and another thing is about the soft skill. Because as a fresh graduate, since you don't have much experience, what about your soft skill? You have to include that as well. Those important soft skills that you need to include will be, and also help you to success in an organization, will be willing to learn. Okay, always grab the opportunity. If the company give you any opportunity to organize an event or whatsoever, volunteer yourself. Okay, soft skill and also your education background, your skills, knowledge, and experience. Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Lai. So remember to keep your resume and CV sweet and simple. Okay, so to Ms. Cheong, we often hear about QA and QC, right? But I believe most of the people can really differentiate what the difference be as well. So can you help us to break it down and what's really set them apart?
So before I answer the question, so I mean this dash audit is a semester 2 or semester 3 students, but
Still for students.
still also so they are going to graduate soon, right? So I believe in the course which is already have these QAQC's definitions on the QAQC things, but in reality for organizations, right? So QA/QC actually is the essential fundamental things that towards the food safety of the just the role with QA/QC is different. So in Mamee, we are mixed together with QA/QCs. So is a simple definition is QA is a rules that you need to set a system, quality management system in the quality manual. This example, you will set the how the workers wear the GMP and GMP wear mask. So that was the system. That system set so to let the quality control personnel to follow that guideline. So that is a QA role on setting the system right, setting the raw material specification right to let the QC personnel to manage the job. So QC is you detect the online activity. Means that day-to-day activity in operations, you need to find any non-conformance during operations. So QC is day-to-day things in the operations in layman's. So QA is setting the system. So if you have QA QC knowledge, is equip you more on general all the function of QA QC. So do not fix yourself. I want to in charge of QA only. I want to just QC. So if you mention this, you know the system, you can execute the job well. There is a QA/QC differentiation. Yeah. So how the new staff will join the organizations like Mamee. So basically, we will not plug you direct to the system because you don't know what's the setup, right? So basically, for my interns, usually I will get them to put in the incoming first because the raw material coming, so you know what's raw material spec, what's the big class spec, because that relate to your study, which you study on that, right? Then you put just yang masuk. So you will relate your knowledge on food app. So you belajar to add in the final year, I think. That one. So what is water quality? What is soil quality? That one you need to know because you have knowledge on theory because you study on that field, right? So normally interns like new join, we will put in incoming, understand the process from incoming process, then the finish good releasing. So releasing will come to the apa? Macam mana ni nak release produk? Ada release okay semua okay siap tanda and pass. So a lot of thing you need to cover. Apa yang cover biasanya? Asal belajar kan? What is the point that you touch? Micro lagi? Jawab adalah haji. Okay, microbiology, chemical hazard, physical hazard. Kan? So itu dan satu lagi paling important, allergen. Most of the staff sekarang dia mindset tiga saja, tapi allergen lupa. Okay, so that one is need to cover unit sensory, quality, perspective, and food safety also. So that one, after everything okay, CCP okay, then we will release the product. That is the things that QC will do. QA will not do that one. QA is setting. Setting this parameter, then QC will run the activity. Yeah, that is for the interns. Usually, in terms of fresh graduate, I will part them like this, then they understand all this flow before go to the system. Then they understand where the system come from. Yeah.
So QA and QC must work together.
Yes, must work together.
Maintaining the product quality.
Yes.
So thank you, Ms. Cheong. So now, I'd like to ask Ms. Ainina, besides halal specific knowledge, right? What are the knowledge or any skills that your team is required for the new hires?
Okay. Before that, I would like to know whether if your course is food science and bio, right? Any biotechnology, any halal subjects, halal related subjects? What subject is that? Halal only. So what subject is covering? I mean like on halal elements or how to apply for halal? Halal slaughtering. Okay, not on food and beverage, right? Okay, since you guys are from food and science background, you have the you actually you can apply for halal executive position, but I would say that you have to attend course halal executive course, which is certified by halal professional board, which is Jakimah. Okay, you have to take the course. If you didn't take the course, you cannot you cannot masuk become halal executive. Okay, so you have to take halal executive course, which will require 70 hours course. Okay, kat sini outside we have several of universities that offer. I'm not sure the UPM also offers halal executive program. Although even though if it offers, you have to cross check again whether JAKIM actually certifies the course. Okay. Okay, first thing, and then the second one is you have to be familiarity with halal certification process. For example, like if once you enter your career as halal executive, you cannot expect you just apply for halal certification for JAKIM only. Okay, because as for Mamee, we have two different types of certification, which is JAKIM and Indonesia. So that's why kalau you masuk halal, you kena belajar macam mana nak apply for overseas certification, not only JAKIM. Okay, you have to attend course. Macam for me, I attended another course for halal Indonesia supervisor. Okay, so this is to qualify you to apply for Indonesia halal set. Okay, for your information to export to Indonesia, you have to apply for Indonesia halal certification. That is one of the requirements. Dekat sana lah, okay. Because in Indonesia they do not accept JAKIM halal set, so you have to apply another halal set under Indonesia body. Okay. Okay. Third is food production knowledge. You have to understand from purchasing of raw mats until you sell your products to customers. Okay. You have to know that every process takes place in your production line. So that this is where you know how to identify halal critical point. For Mamee, kita punya STP adalah raw material. Okay, incoming raw mats, every department involved must cross-check whether it is halal certified or not. Okay, especially for critical ingredients like beef and chicken seasoning. Itu adalah contoh lah. Okay. Okay, you guys ada belajar tak what kind of supporting documents, halal supporting documents other than halal certificate? What else? We have to prove that the raw material is actually halal. Okay. Okay, for example, during checking the documents, raw materials documents, the supplier have to provide not only halal set but also MSDS, process flow, okay, COA, and also product specification. Product specification is whereby in the specification you can see what are the contents of the raw materials. Okay, each of the contoh macam gula, apa kandungan gula tu, setiap tu adalah halal certified atau tak, you kena check lah. Not only halal certificate itself, okay, especially for critical items. Okay, kalau contoh raw material apa yang tak perlu sejalan? Air perlu. Sebab apa perlu ada? Air yang kita guna tu perlu menggunakan, kita filter kan water tu, perlu ada water filter daripada from halal ataupun you have to provide spec for water filter. Sebab apa? Sebab kita takut daripada yang dia guna filter tu adalah daripada pit bone. That's why kalau kat rumah you ada pakai filter, water filter, you kena check. Okay. Yang mana ia akan cross contamination the whole production process. That's why halal adalah sangat kritikal lah. And then usually we collaborate with QA team to make sure that halal is halal to maintain the halal integrity in our Mamee. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ainina. So this is the end of the first sections. Do you all have any question?
Sorry, I just chipping around because I saw that because you encourage active participation, so we encourage you to ask questions really fast.
will be given to those that actively participated in this session. So if let's say you know how to answer the question from the candidates, right, just raise up your hand, right, so that we can have a interactive section. So now if you have any question, you can just ask our panelists here.
Hi, my name is Adriana. I'm from 4th year student. So in resume, should we include the certificate or any program that we will join maybe like 2 weeks ahead? Should we include, for example, we'll join the competition or something like that?
You will join or you already join or participate?
Will join.
Not joining yet.
Yeah, I'm not joining yet. Or for example, like maybe like 2 weeks from now, some of us will join certificate internet audit. So should we include that in our resume? Because like right now we are going to apply for internship.
You can include it, which means by the time that you need to attend for internship, you have done already. You have gone through the training. Is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, you can include, but just put a bracket that you know when will it be. Otherwise, right, if the recruiter or the hiring manager they see such experience, right, they will ask you questions. Yeah, you don't want later they find out that hey, you haven't attended, why you put your resume. Yeah, just put a bracket, you know, whatever competition or training session that you will be attending by when. Yeah, you can include that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh. So you want to ask questions? Thank you for the first question. Actually, I have another question related to what Adriana said. One thing because now you actually shouldn't have a course on resume writing and also like preparing for the working like interview and also the resume. I wonder like because in the course they say that have to include the experience in co-curricular activities like the portion in the organization or what exactly have you been before. So is that important to include in our in the resume? Yes, important, especially if you hold an important role, a treasury, a secretary, a team leader, a vice president, or president, that is important. Yeah, so it's like still important, like the important as the working experience, like in maybe internship and also like non-related working experience, is that also important to include in our resume? You mean those extracurricular? I mean, like the promoter also like unrelated like teacher if we are applying for the job in the food science related field. No need. Anything that's not relating to the role that you're applying for, you have to be clear what kind of role and position that you're applying for. Those are not related, you don't need to include in your resume because it doesn't add value. You take up space on it. Yeah. You don't want the recruiter reading so many information in your resume. Those that's not related, you don't need to put it in. Okay, as a promoter or no need. Yeah. So thank you. See you. Take your questions. I think students are more interested to know how to get hired than rather than QA, even with about halal.
Hi, my name is Iwana. So I would like to ask about the resume. As you already mentioned that we need to do the resume as simple as we can, right? So if I put my project inside my resume, do we need to elaborate in details about what is the project is about?
Just one sentence or two sentences about the project.
One sentence or two sentences?
Yeah, no need to attach the whole summary of the project. No need. Perhaps what is your role in the project? Is it a group project or individual project?
Individual project.
Okay, perhaps just the title and a summary of 1 to 2 sentences about the project. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think important is not really about the content of the project, but what are the skills and knowledge that you apply into this project. Okay. After our panel sessions, right, we talk short sessions about CV writing. Perhaps some of the questions can save for later on. Okay. about resume writing. Yeah. There is another question here, is it? Sorry?
Later. In the
Later.
CV. Question regarding about talent. What kind of things that we should list and we shouldn't list about that one. Do you mean by list what kind of? Maksudnya apa bahan yang kan tadi ada cakap yang pasal halal material yang kita kena listkan, ayat yang boleh kita listkan, ayat yang tak boleh kita listkan. Dan apa yang kita tak boleh listkan tu? Ini dalam resume ke apa? Ada yang tadi proses untuk apply halal.
Contoh kalau untuk apply halal, CJ halal adalah memadai. Tapi in case kalau things like macam contoh supplier cannot give you provide halal set due to it is still under renewal process. So that's why I kata kena ada halal supporting documents. So it depends on authorized bodies whether they can accept kita punya submission atau tak. Because different halal punya body, contoh JAKIM, kalau you dekat Melaka, JAIM lah, Jabatan Agama Islam Melaka. So they have different punya perangai. Ada strict, tapi kalau yang Melaka memang strict sikit lah. So that's why it is up to auditors whether they can accept atau tak. Usually they will have, we have to provide halal seperti documents untuk orang kata kuatkan lagi kita punya ni lah, yang menandakan bahawa you punya raw material is halal certified. Okay? Faham?
And again, ada satu soalan boleh. Untuk halal, okay, kita kan food science student kan. Jadi kita boleh apply untuk halal tu kalau kita ada certificate.
Yes.
Kan? Saya nak tanya sebab kita dekat ada universiti, kita dah memang ada student yang daripada halal punya course. Jadi untuk company, dia akan more looking forward untuk food science student or untuk halal punya student.
Okay, this one at this time around, no matter your background adalah halal ataupun food science, requirement by JAKIM you have to attend course, another course, even though you daripada halal punya studies kan. Mostly ramai students dia akan attend another course untuk sebab ni requirement. Kalau you nak, contoh you dah masuk company and then you are position as halal executive, then JAKIM will query about where is your certificate to prove that you are eligible for the position. That's why I recommend you untuk ambil dulu baru you apply mana-mana sajalah. Okay?
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nachin from PSTF, Bachelor of Food Science and Technology. So actually I want to ask a question about the recruiting process. So before I asking my question, I want to talk about my situation now. So actually, Mamee is one of the company that I want to join during internship, and actually I'm interested in production, which is the operation. So actually for the Mamee have published the recruiting post on LinkedIn. I sent a resume to hire at mamee.com 29 October. And I received a message from Malacca HR on 5 of November, and the HR offered me to join the Mamee in Malacca, but
Congratulations.
actually I'm not a person from Malacca, and I'm hire a hostel here. So if I join Malacca at Mamee, I will have some problem on accommodation. So I reject it, and I say I more prefer Subang. So the HR also promised me to forward my application to Subang branch and ask me for waiting Subang to contact me. And so on 15 November, Mamee the equipment on LinkedIn, and on the same day, I also received a call screening from Subah HR.
Her name is, I thought you want to say her name is.
No, 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 no. So until 18th of November, our coordinator has shared a HR email for us to send a resume if we want to join Mamee Subang. So I also sent another email to them. And I also emphasize in my resume that I want to, I'm more interested in production or operation. I also see the equipment posting that actually there's one placement in Subang for factory operation. So um, until 18th of November also, I also received arrangement from HR Subang, but I'm arranged for interview for IMD, not production. So I think that there is some mistake happened in the HR, or maybe they misforward my application to IMD for I don't know. Then I also I actually applied for production. HR tell me that actually R&D and production is quite similar and work in the indirectly. It's like try to convince me to join R&D, but I reject R&D because I am really interested in production. So the HR tell me that just wait for the production or factory operation department for uh, any available placement. So until now, there's no follow up or there's no another message for interview. So the question I want to ask is that does recruitment for the preparation start already? And actually, I do a follow up email, but the HR say that have to wait for confirmation from production on availability of placement. But based on the recruitment posting, that there is one placement in Subang. So is it the placement is full already? That's all my question.
Oh, sorry, but you only have one question. Yeah.
Detailed description of your experience.
What position is that? What operation just like you mentioned?
Production, factory operation.
Factory operation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tan Chun Kiat, right? I remember your name. Thanks for the questions. So usually the recruiting process, right, is very simple. For internship programs, they will take care by all the recruiter in respective factory. So there is a recruiter in Subang, there's a different recruiter in Malacca. So it depends on what position they're applying for. But at first you're applying for the Malacca one, right?
I sent to hire at Mamee.com.
Or it's just a random, it's not like you apply to a specific position.
I applied for the factory operation, but I specified in my resume that I prefer to production.
To do production, but your background is in food science.
Food science and technology, because I
Okay.
see from the job requirement for factory operation, actually we can apply that.
Okay. So first of all, I want to explain the R&D and also factory operation is different. Definitely different. And you also mentioned in your resume already. So I think the recruitment process is actually quite fast. The reason why that they didn't call you for another interview in Subang, most probably I will guess that the requirements for the internship students to do to be in productions, they will prefer someone perhaps with engineering background. I'm not sure if based on the position, but for R&D, definitely we want food science because I think the recruiter trying to sell the positions to you because of your background. So she or he might think that you are more strong for R&D role. But if you are for the productions, yes, we can consider that. But it's also again based on the hiring manager, what is their expectation? So for those engineering productions position, let's say factory operation, they might prefer someone from manufacturing background, engineering background in terms of their study. I think that's the reason why you don't get any call from them. Yeah, so sometimes it's based on the expectation from the hiring manager as well. We do have some requirements. That's why just now I mentioned in your resume, don't just put bachelor degree, but you have to put down what process that you have studied, what process that you have been through. Yeah. Thank you for the question, Jin. Yeah, when is your internship period?
Sorry.
When is your internship period?
From March to
Okay, you can talk to Seline later.
September.
Okay, I think we should proceed to the next session. Next section. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the question and thank you the story sharing session from Cheong. Okay, so for the next session, we will focus on industry changes and foster collaboration across the team. So for the first question, I would like to ask Ms. Ainina. So just now in the first sessions, we mentioned about we need to follow the regulation from Malaysia and Indonesia. Right? So are there any shifting or changing in halal regulation, and how do your team tackle it? How do you adjust the shifting and changing regulations? Can you maybe share your experiences?
Okay, as from my experience, usually we will have to follow up with JAKIM regularly, and then also other certification bodies. For example, like Indonesia, you have to keep updated on the latest regulations. Sometimes they even every year they will change, they will revise. We have like a manual procedure of we call it for if you in charge for halal, we call it manual procedure of halal certification, JAKIM. So that one you have to keep it lah as for your reference. Sebab dalam tu semua ada statekan apa yang you have to follow, standard regulations you have to follow. Okay. And then you have to go to JAKIM website. Okay, My Halal. Okay, and then they will update you any of regulations changes. Okay, contoh kalau kita selalunya we usually monitor on the halal a list of halal recognized bodies. Usually they will withdraw ataupun dia akan add on. Apa yang contoh negara luar China, dia ada another one certification body yang baru yang mana they recognize. So they will masukkan incorporate dalam list of recognized bodies. So that's why you have to kena rajin lah, kena follow up selalu dengan JAKIM. You have to have a close relationship with the JAKIM officers, JAIS. Kalau di Mamee kita ada banyak not only JAKIM, kita ada JAIS dan juga JAIM, Jabatan Agama Islam Melaka. And also we have another plant in Kuantan, so we have to follow up with JAIM. So the different negeri dia ada different punya ni lah. So saya punya advice, you have to kena rajin lah. Okay, keep up to and updates from certification bodies. And also you have to dekat untuk halal ni, we have actually out there we have many halal experts, seniors, okay, yang memang expert dah lama dalam 20-30 years dalam halal background. So you kena refer pada dia orang. And then also we have peer networks. Contoh kalau halal, kita akan ada satu group halal exec. Okay, yang mana consisting like around 500 already. Okay, halal executive from different companies. Okay, kat situ kita akan discuss any latest updates on halal. Okay, ada isu halal kita akan discuss kat situ, and then we come to conclusion macam mana kita nak solve the problems. Usually the problems that we encounter adalah the same kind of problems, situations. Okay, especially contoh you daripada F&B, daripada food and beverage company. So you kena liaise with other halal exec from the same company lah. Sebab cosmetic different requirements, food and beverage different punya requirements. Okay, so you kena rajin untuk update dengan JAKIM, JAIS semua tu, dan juga dengan you punya kawan lah, networks halal punya exec community. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Ainina. So it's important to keep updated to each of the halal organizations. So the next question, Ms. Lai. So you Miss Cheong, sorry. So you mentioned just now QA and QC is important to maintain the productivity, right? So how would your department work or collaborate with other departments like R&D and halal and also human resources?
Okay, these questions, the student was like, susah giving a work which others like that. No, no, because when the other stakeholder come to sit together, when my experience, when I come to the operation side, and sit down behind that, they will ask which one for issue. So no, because they're trying to say like, come to you is got issue, you know. Yeah, so we are always done like that. So how QAQCs smells and with other stakeholders, because we are really closely work with operation. I mentioned just now, the guys, you mentioned you want to go to operation, we will meet you every day. Okay, QC. So why? Because we have a daily operation meeting and weekly operation meeting with production maintenance and planners to highlight any issue daily. Let's say they say what happened, any on hold, any quality issue, any breakdown for operation side. So we will discuss daily 50 minutes like that to have some updates what happenings in operations. So that is a daily operation work which operation planners, QA/QC and maintenance. There is three groups work very closely together daily. And weekly we will meet as the executive levels and managers to discuss all the issues that cannot settle during daily operations. Let's say they have an issue, they need to then downtime to fix some issue. Then the operation managers and the QA and maintenance will sit together to plan when is the day to shut down the line to do some minus maintenance jobs. So that is how we work as a team. Money, we work very closely. It's not like people will say, macam cing dengan tikus nampak CQC lagi. No, we want to achieve one standard only. I mean, food safety, food quality, right? So why we want to, difficult to work together? So we are achieving this situation, discuss, let's say we can align, let's sit down and discuss how to achieve the one objective. Right? Kalau tak dapat sistem as well. So that is the operation side. So how to work with the supply, procurement, right? So we work very closely with procurement and departments to, let's say, example, to sourcing the new raw materials. Let's say, mesti ada new project kan. Takkan jual money monster je kan. So mesti ada banyak development. So with R&D as well. So we were together, we were sourcing the raw material suppliers, which one will suit our spec. So after sourcing with R&D, QC check the spec, Hala will check the Hala elements. So we will join together to visit supplier. Just recently, only, right, Ainina, we just went to Thailand to audit the supplier. So to see whether supplier declare and documentation and how documentation things and specification that we require, is it apa yang kita dapat, right? Apa yang spec to share with what we saw online. So that is how corporations work together with among all the stakeholders. So for new joiner, biasanya tak cepat. When you join, takkan I terus hantar you the audit to audit, no. So usually the way that QAQC's manager will assign you join with a senior. Akan takut dengan senior keluar sekali untuk audit supplier yang policy lah, yang worker to let you know what's happening outside. Sebab you asyik dekat operation tengok itu lain jalan, kita tak hari, right? So you go outside, you will see more thing. How the other supplier as a manufacturer do the operation. So you can bring the ideas and improve on the operations. Some we can take as a learning together lah. Because not say suppliers we money always number one. No, we learn together to achieve the main satu objective of food safety and food quality, safer for everyone. Right. So because we also consumer. Okay. So that is how QAQC work with others like SC to help us to find the talents suit for the QAQC roles. So we work very closely together to find the good talents to suit our operations. Yeah. So that's
Thank you, Ms. Cheong. So collaboration is key and communication is also key, right? So the next question I would like to ask Ms. Lai. Ms. Lai. So I'm curious how the cash process is actually done. So how would you determine this particular candidate is actually suit for this particular positions? How you direct each of these candidates to each how you sort
Sort. Basically, it's based on what positions that they're applying for, I would say. It's going to your first question. We look at the relevant skills, knowledge, and experience. Another thing that I want to stress here is that as a fresh graduate yourself, right, you don't have much experience. Just like I didn't finish about soft skills, which is we are able to see during the interview. Because you don't have experience, what we focus on will be your soft skill. Actually, even not just for fresh graduate, even for the experienced hiring one, we look at the soft skill and also the attitude of the candidate. Yeah, a lot of employer or the leaders today, right, they actually look at the attitude itself. Someone who is willing to learn. Rather than skills and knowledge can actually come later. Yeah, as people say, right, you don't hire for skill, you hire for attitude. Which one right or not? Yeah. If you let's say for example, if you're looking for an R&D executive, a QA QC executive, 1 to 2 years experience, if you go out to the market, right, I will say more than 100 of them will have a similar experience from their first company. What made the candidate stand out? It will be their attitude and also their soft skills. Those are very important qualities for a fresh graduate or a junior executive. Yeah.
So this is the end of the second round. Is there any question from the audience?
Okay. Hi, I'm Lavian. So I'm curious about how the quality assurance and quality control they work. Like for example, just now you mentioned that the daily activity and also the weekly like meeting. So because QA is like setting the system right. So actually how they involve in those daily and also weekly activity.
you mean the QA how they involve in the operation, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, QA comes in when the QC feedback that let's say saying example, they say the operations now they have a new equipment come in. Right, so equipment come in, then they need to do a sanitation, spinning and sanitations. So QC will know ask QA how to clean the machine. So they will work together also to go into that machine. You see, hey, this conveyor, you need to dismantle, and then you need to do a sanitation, wash how many hours, how many minutes to remove all the residue, food residue. So that is one example that the QC and QA, they will work together. QC will do the job, this is mopping, then the QA will set the procedure. Different. Right? They will set the procedure step by step one, step two, step three, what they need to do. Step one, remove the conveyor. Step two, then dump these chemicals. Step three, they need to wash how many minutes. Step four, to dry it out with what. So last step, sanitize and then swap. That is the system that QA set. Then that system, QC will bring this system to the production. Hello, production, you need to do this step one, step two, then you do a verifications. That is how the like hands-on part and documentation part. QA more to documentation, QC more to hands-on and do the online things. So that's the part that's usually how they work. But daily DOR, we call daily operation meeting, we usually QC will join, QA will not join. Because they stay to day or operation. The QA thing is more to system. They say a new system coming, new SOP, customer commitment to manage that SOP need to be put in QA parts.
I see. Thank you so much for explaining.
Yes, so hi, my name is Nurul. I'm from the SOPN, Manufacturing Operations Students. So I would like to talk about the QC, I think specific to QC. So we learn about the Six Sigma. Is as a fresh graduate, if we have that Six Sigma, sorry, is that we will use Six Sigma in daily inspection, like yeah, like you say just now, it's like every day you will daily check on the online activities, right? So if we will use Six Sigma daily in the activities.
Yes, we do so because when you do daily operation, like you record all the data, right, you need to tabulate to the then you need to also some of your skill will be you have need to use that skill to analyze the data. Yeah, pattern the issue of something.
So if benefit for us if we excel in the Six Sigma in Excel, so it's we need that.
But we do so. We also have involved in 6 months. So
Okay, so next question is about the halal certification. So the course that we need to enter the halal executive position is the course, right? So if we have entered the company as halal executive, if this company cover us for have the certification in for Indonesia.
sorry, you mean
So
okay internship at Mamee and the halal?
yes.
Yes.
And then if we want to have the certification of Indonesia,
Okay, you mean
course, yes.
okay, if you are positioned as an executive already permanent staff, you can join external training with and then with HRDF claimable. So company will cover the cost.
So thank you. That's the
Hi, my name is Putri. I would like to ask about the resume application, means internship application. If the company did reply, may I know that what the proper duration that we need to follow up, and is it we need to send the resume again? And the second question is, can I know that some tips for the interview for internship? Thank you. Okay, thank you. Usually, the process will be 2 weeks, on the day that you apply. So if you don't get any news from us, right, then usually you are not shortlisted for the interview already. So usually it will be just 2 weeks, but it also depends on what vacancy is that. But for internship, right, it should be pretty fast. Yeah, sorry. And then your second question? The interview for internship, some tips. Some tips. We can actually conduct another workshop under interviewing skill. So basically, you have to explain what is your experience and then demonstrate some of your soft skills during the interview to impress the interviewer. Before that, right, I think most important is to understand the role itself, the job scope. Remember to read the job descriptions. Yeah, before you attend an interview, and also do some research so that the interviewer know that you actually put some effort. Yeah, you don't want to go into the interview and the interviewer will ask you how much do you know about the company. So sorry, I don't have time to do any research. We do have candidates like that. Yeah, even you apologize then, to us it's like comparing to another candidate, they actually tell us a lot about money. Oh, go to your website and then like how many years of money is established and all this thing. Then of course we will choose the candidate B rather than you. So put some effort, understand the role is important first thing, and also do some research about the company that you applied for. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, my name is Chris. I would like to ask about a question.
after I attending an interview, then the hiring manager said that she will call me if I'm getting to be hired. So if I am able to pick up the call when I'm in a class, so will it affect my chance to be hired?
I would say yes or no. It depends on what company and who is the recruiter. But if the hiring manager or the company decided to accept you and offer you the position, definitely we will call you again because it's not easy to find a good candidate. Just like Mamee, it's not easy that there are a lot of candidates. It's just that it's not easy for us to not find the right candidate. So if we have already, Mamee, for example, if we already identify a candidate, so the candidate didn't pick up the call, definitely we will call again. If not, right, you can actually take the initiative to call back. Yeah, just to call back. So I don't think that it will jeopardize, whether you will be getting the position or not. If you say that the company already decided to hire you, but if the company only call you for phone screening, then it might be. Yeah, it might. If you didn't answer my call, I might call to another candidate already. After I talked to a few candidates, then I forgot about you. There is a chances that you will miss the opportunity. Yeah, but always good for you to just call back. Yeah.
I see. Thank you for answering my question.
Okay, so my name is Agurafi. So for QA and QC, so what kind of skills or experience that you would recommend for a fresh graduate like us to focus on for us to excel in QA and QC department?
So what else of course?
I'm from BSPMT.
So your question is skill you need to
Skill and experience that we need to be prepared.
actually as a fresh graduate, the UPM course is quite quick with all the knowledge already because I'm from UPM. So when you have that fundamental, that you have basics, I can say the basic fundamentals knowledge that you have for the I mean. So when you join as a fresh graduate, normally the QA/QC manager will put you under on-job training. So under on-job training, you will in charge on the, let's say, the operations. So you will be 6 months, see your performance on that. So on that time, we have give a lot of on-job training to you. So no need to say then you need to attend this course or whatever course. So from the on-job training, then that you learn. Yeah, so we also have like engaged with our vendor. For example, for the pest control awareness, right? So we have a pest control vendor. So usually I will get the intern to join as well to let them know. Then you have that cert. They issue the cert for the participate on the training. So we will see if the free course, all the free course like learning on microbiologies, engage with the laboratory. So I will call the intern to join. Then let them know the years words what's the micro and microbiology chemists are doing in the laboratory. So we also encourage intern to join usually. So no need to attend a lot of course. UPN course is quite good already. Yeah.
I think that's all for second round. So sorry, just on top of that for the questions, yeah, on top of that you had to include your internship experience with a good company. Yeah.
Thank you for answering. So we will enter our third round. So for third round, we will focus on what the tools that the department use and also the initiative that Mamis have to support employee. So for the first question to Ms. Cheong, what are the tools that your department always use to maintain the quality, or is there any system that your department always apply?
So for QA/QC, because we deal with all the problems issue in the operations, right? So we usually use PDCAs. I'm not sure whether you heard this before. PDCAs. So you plan, you do, you act, and you track. So this one will be 10 minutes that you identify the issue for the operation. Let's say you have an issue on this, always the the noodles or the pigs shape run, right? So you identify the issue, then you call all the stakeholder, productions, QA/QC to sit down together to see what's caused this. You analyze first, then you plan how to do, then you act, and then you check, is it your this process, this action being addressed effectively. If this is repeat again, then you need to go back to this cycle. That's one tool that we usually use. Second tools we will use the root cause analysis. I'm not sure so you know of that one. So for root cause analysis, we use very basic one, which is a fishbone. Heard this fishbone before, right? So in industry pun kita guna juga, bukan je kita baca untuk berbalik. No. So we use this for the fishbone because you know what is the issue, what is the root cause, is it by machine, by man, is a location issue or what? So you will ask the questions to address the issue. So you usually use this is very in our book already. When we call RCA, because you see we will go to this fishbone analysis. Also, we will use for our supplier, yeah. So let's say supplier supply us the issue, the quality. Let's say they found oil inside other foreign object. So we will ask the supplier to fill in this root cause analysis to us to identify where is the issue, where the foreign object come from. Right. So we use these tools for our supplier as well, operation also.
Thank you, Ms. Cheong. So talking about basic issues, Islamic Affairs Department face any issues or any restrictions or any consideration when Mamee want to produce a new product?
Usually for halal parts, we will ask the marketing team when to launch the product. Because for halal application, it involves takes 3 to 4 months to obtain halal set. Okay, so they have to provide us the timeline so that we can get halal set right or kata on time. Okay, because for Malaysia, contoh you want to launch product for local for Malaysia, it is compulsory to have halal set. If not, then you have to onboard your products before the market release. Okay, and then we have to ask the marketing where to export your products. Okay, contoh for example, you want to export to Indonesia, then another hal application which takes time lah untuk to export. Okay, as long as until no, I mean you have to halal set must be ready before you export to Indonesia. Okay, so and then another one is we have to follow the standards. Contoh formulations used to produce new halal products. Okay, what are the ingredients involved? Whether the raw materials are all halal certified, whether all raw materials are in place. Because for audit purpose, auditors would like to see and check the raw materials in the factory, in the plant, physically. So they would like to check the labels whether raw materials declared in halal system exactly the same as what arrived in plant. So they have to be tally. The information must be tally. And then the packaging labels must comply to JAKIM requirements. For example, you purchase sugar from any Central Sugars, any companies, and then they will see, they would like to check the packaging labels whether it meets the requirements, whether it contains halal logo or not, and then the manufacturer details, and then you have to make sure that the product name meets also the requirement. Contoh, you nak buat previously kita ada issue with
product that kita would like to launch for Christmas. Actually for halal, they do not accept for any festivals. Even Hari Raya sekalipun, they will not accept, okay? Sebab dia melambangkan keagamaan. So any festivals, any celebrations, we cannot apply halal. So they have to change the labels so that the labels do not strictly relate to Christmas. So you have to change the color and then the logo, semua tu lah. Yang mana kita tengok produk tu, okay, this one is not for Christmas. And then nama pun sama. Product name must not menyerupai produk yang non halal. Contoh, ada isu sebelum ni, previously kita ada isu in Malaysia dipakai root beer. Sebab ada beer kat situ. So they cannot apply halal for that product name. So they have to change the NW kan. They change to Salsabila. Yes, they cannot use root beer sebab tak meet the requirements by Jakim. Okay, and then another label, packaging labels also we have to check whether the packaging labels contains non-halal punya materials. So we have to ask R&D, usually we ask QA to provide spec for the material. And then product shade also, we have to check. Kalau you nak buat contoh even candies sekalipun, you nak letak contoh shade macam dog, pig. So tak boleh juga. Okay? Marketing dia akan follow up dengan halal. Mostly banyak yang tak lepas. Disebabkan minor issues macam ni lah. So that's why before they launch product, they have to follow up with halal departments untuk to proceed further. Okay? That's all. Thank you.
Miss Ainina, I would like to ask, aside from marketing department, like how do you like collaborate with R&D process? Because R&D process is like the material also need to ensure it's halal, right? Yeah. So besides
Usually R&D, we will follow up with R&D as well. R&D departments, purchasing, QA, and also production team. So when it comes to R&D, they have to use product formations with halal certified suppliers. Okay, so we have to monitor whether the raw materials is also halal. If not halal, then we have to change to another supplier with halal certificate. So that's why it's not easy for R&D departments to source alternative suppliers due to quality. Ataupun kita nak ikut dia punya taste preferences. So that's why dia kena ada takes time, usually months. So that's why we have to provide early warning to R&D. If not, then you have to switch to another supplier with halal cert. Okay?
Miss Ainina, so the next question I'd like to ask Ms. Waiki. So transitioning from academia to corporate environment could be really challenging, right? So how Mamee support or provide initiatives to the new hires for transitioning from academia setting to working environment?
Okay, so once the person got hired, our recruiter will constantly engage with the new hire. So basically, 1 or 2 weeks before they start work, we will actually send a survival guide for the new hire so that they know what to expect on their first day, down to the extent that where to park, what time to meet, where to meet, and whom to meet. So we will go through a first day orientation for the new hire so they familiarize themselves with the office, the system that they use. So it will be half-day program. Not just that, we also have another thing that which is quite special. I would say it's not common practice for most of the company, but we have it in Mamee, which is the operation exposure. What is this? So we actually offer to all the new hire, it's volunteering, whether they want to join or not, they don't want to join. So they will spend 1 day with our frontliner in sales, which means they go route riding with the salesperson to visit all the outlets Yeah, they go to the outlet, they see how the sales supervisor, how the sales exec work every day. Under the sun, either rain or sunny, they have to visit the outlet, how our merchandising do their merchandising job, how to arrange our stock in the outlet itself or at the back of the warehouse. So the purpose of doing this is for the new hire to understand the role of their colleagues, to understand the challenges that's faced by all the frontliners. So this is one day with the sales department. Then the new hire have a chance to spend another day with the manufacturing team, where all of them they will go into the factory just to be an operator for one day to do packing. Then they go to QA as well to learn how to rate the products like this, how our QC inspector inspect the chips, the clips. Yeah, so they work as an operator. They work as a QC executive so that they understand, what is their job. Yeah, so this is very special that we actually arrange for our new hire to go through. Yeah, one day spent with the salesperson, another day spent with the manufacturing team. So they also know what is their colleagues doing as well. And also a chance for them to bond with other colleagues from other departments. So we also have another thing which is a buddy program. So we have buddy program where we will assign a buddy for a new hire. So the role of the buddy is not to help the new hire to do their job, but is to help the new hire to know other people in the company. Yeah, other colleagues from other department, where to eat, where is the best food, where is the nearest restaurant. Yeah, we have the buddy, but then we are actually we want to revamp the whole buddy program to make it more relevant to our new hires. Those are the initiatives that we will do for our new hire to prepare them to get used to the culture. Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Wagi, for answering. So this is the end for our third session. So we'll not have Q&A session for this round. We'll keep it until the last round. So we will now enter the fourth round. So for the fourth session, we will focus on how Mamee support its employees between work-life balance, and also talk about the challenges that each department meets. So for the first question, we'd like to ask Ms. Cheong, has Mamee ever received any complaints about the product from customers, and how do your department address it?
Talk about customer complaint, I have many experience. So yeah, customer complaints is the part that's difficult to handle because we deal with human. So human ada emosi, frustration. So when you pick up the call, orang you dulu lah, biasalah kan, you buy product, all kind of product that they have. So we have two way because we are exporting to overseas as well. So our customer complaint usually feedback will come from emails. So that means overseas. So for local, we have a care line, Mamee care line. So Mamee care line is in charge by my teams, to pick up the call. So day to day we have Monday to Friday we have people to care line. So sometimes they will go to the voicemail. So experience, I have many experience. I think the most challenging that we manage is customer would like to pay you 1 million. Itu dah frustrated sangat lah. They have 1 million because you buy one product yang ada issue. So WhatsApp me say I want to jumpa you, I want to pay you 1 million. So we come the customer now first up. Then I meet personally. Go to the regional operation manager, meet them, say apologize. So we need to take back the product, and we need to do analysis why this product come an issue. Then we will usually we give them a goodie bag first to come back. Then after that we come up with a corrective action plan. So because they tried want to claim 1 million kan, dia follow up to 1 million. Okay, so saya cakap, if 1 million ni, if let's say one product, because we have a process control, we release product which micro test, within heavy metal test, fast before we release. Why only your side? Because we will expect it, maybe distributions, maybe handling of products in outside stock program, handling. So we will come to step action taken to the customer. So firstly, they will do. I mean, they will scold me first. I mean, So it's not plan 1 million, how many million you want. So up to macam kita nak hire lawyer like that to be back in this. So it's not like that. So customer is important to us one, right? Yeah, the customer we really take care for every single customer. So usually we will check them coming down, analyze the problem, and give them the action taken and how we can work further. Okay. So that is minimum few years, many years back, which like earning miles of million. Other than that, by OC one, we will reply the email, show all the dividend, all the result that we have, then you will explain where's go wrong, usually where's go wrong, transportation, maybe the pattern damage, my claiming, and you will see from the photo and justify. We even though go to the India to solve the problem also. And I also go to Thailand to solve during transportation. They say, my product damaged, all the noodle cup can make because of that operation issue. That operation can make to why logic. So we go to Thailand and wait there until the container sampai dulu sana. Kat dia tumbang. Kat dia tumbang. So we might maybe the put a meeting to the container. Then this is a little bit cost. Yeah. So we will suggest all the solution to the customer. So we solution. Let's say friends saya problem. So we go there and see what's the issue. Usually, if critical one, we will go to the side. Yeah, thanks. Customer complaint.
Thank you, Mr. Very stressful. Strong one. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Cheong. So, Ms. Ainina, you shared a lot of issues about labeling, about labeling, about marketing. Can you share more experiences or any other issues or any ways that you face?
Yeah, recently, very recent, 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, 2 weeks ago, we have received a official statement letter from ARA, which is one of China certification bodies, whereby they said that one of the suppliers, our supplier, as not certified, actually it's not certified by ARA. So the halal certificate that they provided to us adalah yang palsu punya. So ini bahaya ya, sebab kalau kita, this is the issue, kalau kita we buy from raw materials from overseas. Okay, macam mana kita kan nak control sebab dia orang overseas kan. Kalau local we boleh terus pergi je kat kilang dia orang check. Yang ni dia ada falsified halal cert dipanggil lah. So what we do is kita make an official statement to, especially for purchasing lah, procurement departments to stop purchasing from that supplier. Untuk sort untuk kita beli garam daripada tu, I cannot give you the company name lah. So disebabkan isu falsified halal cert, then we cannot proceed. Any incoming raw material from that supplier, we have to stop. We cannot further proceed lah, due to invalid halal cert. So we make an official statement and then we seek advice from our top management what to do, and then they said that no solution, we have to stop purchasing, and then we recommend we advise our purchasing team to seek for another alternative supplier, and then with respect any raw materials dia punya apa panggil date, we source back any product that we use yang ada guna garam daripada from that supplier, from the date the official statement is issued. Okay, so yang mana yang tergolong dalam tarikh tu kita akan tarik balik lah. Okay, and then we have to stop, no more purchase from that supplier. Then we ask purchasing team to seek for another alternative source. Otherwise we cannot proceed lah. Okay, so that's the major issue that we confront for this year. Previously also we have one year back we have
face another issue with the withdrawal of halal HFCE, which is Europe halal certificate, due to maybe they did not meet the requirements by JAKIM. So JAKIM have made an official statement in their website and also across news semua they made an announcement regarding the withdrawal of HFCE. And Mamee also purchased a lot of suppliers with HFCE halal certified. So we trace back lah supplier mana yang kita guna, we list down which raw materials is from HFCA certified, and then seek for another alternative source. So it takes time. Okay, it's not easy to terus tukar. Bukan senang-senang. We have to kita kena ada sit and discuss with other teams, QA, purchasing, production. Okay, so halal is not mainly on halal itself. It requires more on even quality issues also. That's why kalau audit halal, we incorporate elements not only halal but quality as well, and then product safety. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ainina. So it seems every department has its own challenges, its own issues. So next question to Ms. Waki. So employees have to have mentally strong, heart also need to be strong, right? So what your department done to support mental health of employees, and how your department support work-life balance?
Work-life balance. I think all the people were interested to know. Okay, we do have a work from home policy, but it's only for front office people, which is we exclude the manufacturing folks because all the engineers they have to be at the line. We do have work from home policy, but it's only 1 day per week. Yeah, enough or not? 1 day per week. But in fact, right, in a lot of industry right now, so now is a few years after the pandemic already, a lot of companies is actually true based on the research. A lot of company, including MNC company like some big company, right? A lot of them actually back to work, but work in office 100% already. No longer working from home. So in Mamee, we still have the 1 day work from home based on approval from their bosses. We also don't want to overdo because Mamee as a manufacturing companies, right? We do have our colleagues from QA, from the production. Every day they are at work, they're at line. So we don't want to overdo it. Yeah, just to maintain some balance. We do have work from home. Second one is flexibility, where staff and employee can come in anytime between 8 to 10, and then they work for 9 hours, including lunch. Yeah, so those are the flexibility that we provide to employees. Not just that, in terms of our mental health, we do focus on 360 development. What does that mean is that I'm sure that a lot of companies they do have training, classroom training, or technical training, soft skill training. But when we talk about 360, right, we also take care of the mind and body of the employees. So for example, we do have some wellness activities. There is Zumba class, yoga class, how big that happen in the company. And in our Malacca office, we do have a very big gym. We have a gym facility for our people. We also have some special program, for example, like a sip and paint, painting sessions for our employees. So during the sessions, right, we actually not just painting, we get our in-house chef to prepare mocktail for all the participants. So when they do painting, they can actually enjoy the mocktail as well. Apart from that, we do have an air play carnation workshop for our people during Mother's Day. So those are the activities that we've done for our employees. We also explore into meditation. Yeah.
Thank you, Isai. So that's the end of the first session. So now the floor is for you. Any question?
Kemudian kepada Miss Ainina, kan untuk kerja they have to join halal executive program. But for internship, can we apply for the halal management internship even though we are not halal certified? And second question, about purchasing romance, even though it is halal, but we know that halal is not also about hygiene. Kalau romance itu halal, tapi the production is not hygiene, how you deal with it?
That's why I mentioned just now. Halal is about quality as well. Hygiene, GMP, GHP. If you want to apply halal, you have to make sure that you have accept GMP and GHP cert. If not, then susah lah nak dapat halal. Okay, it covers the whole elements of food safety, food quality, not halal itself. Okay, untuk audit pun sama, dia akan check. Auditor will check not only on documentation process, but as well as plant itself. Dia nak tengok how you handle your products in terms of you punya foreign workers who are handling with the products, whether they pakai dia punya gloves ataupun face mask. So itu adalah antara requirements dalam halal. Okay.
So for halal, dia nak audit kita ya. Audit the fish is operation. So if they say not comply with shark standard, they say not siap. That is how it works. Once you the things that not comply, then you will stand operations that issue.
Okay. Hi, my name is Laila from Bachelor Operation and Manufacturing. So this question is for Miss Ainina. I'm interested to know about the difference between halal in Malaysia and Indonesia. So if you don't mind, can you share what's the difference between halal Malaysia and Indonesia? Then how can we adapt this difference?
Okay, for difference in terms of dia punya process, of course lah. Okay, halal certification process, how to apply for halal Indonesia is completely different than JAKIM. JAKIM, you have to apply both, you have to register online as well as you have to submit hard copies. But for Indonesia, we have one of the requirements for Indonesia halal, you have to have distributor in Indonesia, based in Indonesia. So he or she will assist us. On documentation, we will assist them. And then for audit purpose ataupun documentations that will be submitted to the halal department and halal certification, which is we call it as BPJPH, Badan Pensijilan Jaminan Produk Halal. In Indonesia, we call BPJPH Halal Cert. Okay, so it is a requirement. If you do not have distributor in Indonesia, you cannot apply for halal in Indonesia. Okay, and then the process for audit, Indonesia, they are more on documentation audit. For Malaysia, they more on physical audit, plant audit. Okay, and then what else? And then for Indonesia, they have different list of recognized bodies. For example, JAKIM, they have a lot of certified bodies, but Indonesia, China, they do not accept halal cert from China. For I don't know for what reason, but they do not accept China halal cert. Also for Japan, they only accept slaughtering process, not on the raw materials. So you have to monitor, you have to follow up with the BPJPH punya pegawai, then you have to close, you have to keep up to date lah. Okay, so that's why JAKIM is more, kalau nak compare, lebih mudah. Indonesia is a bit strict. The duration is the same, 3 to 4 months. Tapi due to we are based in Malaysia, so it's not hard, it's not easy to communicate with distributor in Indonesia. And then due to they have communication issues, lack of communication issues, sometimes they do not have control inform that we will apply product for this product for halal Indonesia. Sometimes they overlook our email, so it's a bit challenging for us. Okay, but you have to learn lah. That's why you have to take course. dalam course tu they will ajar you, teach you how to apply for halal certification in Indonesia based on their standards and their requirements. Okay,
So they state in
the documentations.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
One more question. One more question.
So I want to ask Miss Ainina also about the halal certification. So saya nak tanya mengenai kalau like in the Indonesia, is it the army have a factory on factory in Indonesia
Yes, we
or
do have.
in
Yes, we call it
Pacific Food?
Pacific for Indonesia. Yes, we do have.
So is it the raw mat come from Malaysia or the halal certification need to R&D more about the raw mat in the Indonesia itself?
Okay, we have for Mamee we have two different situations whereby if formulation is coming from from Malaysia plant, kita punya Malaysia plant, then we have to submit the halal application. But if the product is produced in Indonesian plant, then they have to apply. They have their halal in charge. It will be easier for them to apply that to the GP.
So the raw material itself come from
Coming
Indonesia.
from there.
Oh,
From there.
Indonesia.
Yes.
So the halal facility
Yes.
in
It's
Indonesia
in
need to
Indonesia. Yes.
R&D. That's all from me.
Okay. Thank you for the responses. So that is the end of our Q&A session. So before we wrap up, I'd like to ask the panelists, so what would be the advice that you all would give, one piece of advice you would give to different candidates to that will step into the
And don't calculate it. Don't calculate it because when you join as a new hires, new mentors, so everything you need to learn. So if let's say not only QAQC, you need to know from the business side, operation side, then procurement side. So if you say this one I only hired as a QAQC, I don't want to know about others operations and maintenance. So if the relation is new, you want to take everyone. So this.
Okay, I would say to have the courage to ask questions. Anything that you don't know, just ask. Like what your friend Juliet has demonstrated just now. This is very important. You need to have the courage, be courageous now. So another very important thing that I want to share is that as a fresh graduate, when you go into the company, remember this learning phase. You need to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. You understand what I mean? It's only when you experience stress and uncomfortable, then you are growing in a company. No point joining a company that giving you a very good life, every day just going chill and then go back 5 o'clock. No point. You need to feel the stress sense, uncomfortable, then the learning is that you are growing. Yeah. So always look for this kind of learning phase in your life. Don't look for comfort zone. So you are young and talented, young talent for the company. So grant the opportunity, be comfortable with the uncomfortable. I think
Okay, my last advice is be adaptable and embrace continuous learning. So the workplace is so dynamic, and what you learn in university is just the foundation. So you have to be well prepared. You have to be open, okay, open-minded, and also you have to be willing to learn new things. So in workplace, you can expect you will perform tasks that is listed on your scope. You will be maybe even more. So expect the unexpected. So that's why that's my advice lah. Okay. So your career path will be shaped by not you are, but how your willingness to grow. Okay, willingness to learn. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we have reached our end of our session. So a big thank you to our panelists for your wisdom and your sharing, and our audience for your curiosity and participation. So yeah, I think that's all for the forum sessions. Maybe we can go to the next session.
Thank you, Messi.
Yeah, thank you, our panelists, for your insightful sharing. So, the next that we are going to share, right, is about what you are excited about. Because since just now, everyone asked about recipe, to get asked about how come my application is not shortlisted yet to chronology somewhat. Okay, so before I start, right, I just introduce myself. I'm Seline. I'm also from the talent acquisition team, same team with YT, Miss YT. I'm from the human capital, and I have a decade of experience in recruitment and talent acquisition. So before I start the session on sharing with you how to master your resume, right? I would like to show you a video about our workplace. So like YT shared just now, right? We also embrace a 360 development program for our staff. So this video is actually from one of our program in developing our emerging talent from Mamee University. So we already entered the third cohort now, and we have digital branding challenge. If you follow our LinkedIn page, you can see that already in our LinkedIn page. Right, this is actually one of the assignment I would say as a competition to gain LinkedIn view for our LinkedIn page. So this team eventually is the champion after they gather all the reaction from the recipient. So now I will just show you the video that let you have a look how Mamee work life is, right? So this is our MJH cafe. And we have subsidized lunch. We have sometimes we have lamb shake some more, which is subsidized. This is the gym room that we shared just now. Why everyone is laughing? Seems like you guys are planning. Yeah, this is a short sharing about the workplace, our benefits in Mamee before I go into the next session. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I will share with you in a quick one, right? On mastering resume writing, since I know most of you are from year 4. Who are from year 4? Can you raise up your hand? Yeah. Others? Year 3? Year 3. Year 2? Year 3. Okay, so year 3 and year 4 are majority, and I know that year 4 you were entering your internship, right? Next semester in March, right? Yeah, right. Okay. So before we enter, how are you going to prepare the resume, right? I will just share with you how is the recruitment process overall. Yeah, okay. Okay. So this is the common recruitment process. Normally, recruiter or HC, human resource, we will get requisition from the hiring manager, of course, that they want manpower, for example, internship or any permanent roles. So this is the typical process. I would say, as a recruiter, we will put job advertisement. So maybe in social media or platform, and then we will go through screening, interview, then job offer, acceptance, and until onboarding. This is the typical recruitment process. So now, why resume is so important is because the recruiter don't know you in person yet before we meet each other. So what represents you is your resume. We will know you more from the resume that you have prepared because this is the first impression that you show to the recruiter when we screen your resume, right? So how to make your resume stand out is very important. So that because you can see from this process, before you can enter into the interview session, the resume is here at the screening part. Imagine if let's say your resume is just being filtered out and you won't go into the next session already. So that's why our resume is so important. Okay. Right. So just now Ms. Whitey already shared with you what are the hiring manager looking at. Looking at what? Knowledge, skill, and experience, right? So we need to know what is needed by the hiring manager, the company. Okay, so again, sorry, Junket, I want to quote your example. Okay, so Junket made an effort to apply for the role that she wants, right? So, but we also need to know what is the need for the role and the hiring manager requirement, right? For example, production, like we shared just now, maybe the priorities is in the engineering background. So that's why your application may be keep first, and then we will review later, right? So what are the character that best meet the requirement and what are the soft skills that are needed by the job? All this, right, is actually listed in the job description when you see the advertisement. So just now I remember someone, I think Sim also asking like whether we need to include all the skill that we experienced before, right? So yes, because as a fresh graduate, because currently we are talking about fresh grad context lah, because we are sharing with you guys, right? So example, you have organizing skill, Microsoft skill, like all the AJK here that help us to make this forum happen. They are having communication, organizing skill. All these you can put in your CV because without an experience, soft skill is basically the first thing that we are going to evaluate during the interview session and your attitude. What are your involvement in your university life, right? Okay, so basically, what are employer looking in a resume? Can somebody just share some examples that you know? Because I believe you already prepared a resume, right? This is just a very generic one. So nobody prepared your resume yet. Okay, so this is the very typical information that is needed by the employer. Very basic, right? But don't be surprised. We rarely receive resume that without contact details, without those phone number or any other information that help us to contact the candidates. I will show you the real example later. So what is important is that the experience, the knowledge and skill again. So include all these things in your resume. Achievement, for example, you successfully launched a program with in your university. You can also put in your resume. You participate in a competition, like someone shared just now, they will, right? You will join an event or whatever. But after that, what had happened, what you achieved, you can also include in your CV. But if let's say when you attend the CV, right, it haven't happened, maybe during the interview session you can share. Because once you written in your resume, that's the thing that the interviewer will ask you, right? Okay. So normally you will heard resume, CV, right? So I will have a quick sharing with you. What are the difference on this? So basically, right, resume is just a summary. Normally it will like 1 to 2 page long. It will be very concise, very brief, include all the main components in the resume only. And then what is CV? CV is actually cost of one line. I would say normally we receive CV will be from those very experienced candidates. They will write all of their achievement, their story, their success of life, and put it as a synopsis in their CV.
So before you ask me what should you prepare, resume or CV, what do you think? Resume, right? Because you malas nak tulisan yang macam. Okay, yes, what is best? What we will recommend you, of course, will be the resume. Remember, just now we also shared that in a day, maybe a recruiter will filter how many resume for one particular position, and we are not only having one position. Imagine only one position over 100, and if we have 5 positions, then will be about 600 already in a day. So what are we looking at will be a simple and a concise one. Of course, even though we are looking at the brevity of the resume, right? If let's say you have achievement or other things that you think is worth to put in your resume, you can put inside. But just try to control the length of your resume. And now is AI technology is so common now. How we filter the resume, so many resume in a day is basically based on the keywords. So when you read the job description, you can also actually customize your resume based on the key keywords, right? Okay, so again, keep it short and sweet, 2 to 3 pages, and designing the layout also, because I know some of you, you like to use canvas, right, to design your resume, all that. It is fine, but just keep it as neat and tidy, I would say. Later, there will be another example that I will show you also why I say neat and tidy is important. Okay, so quick sharing, what is the do and don'ts? Prepare a structured and consistent layout. Font size and font style is also very important. Keep it standard so that we can read through it more easily. Include all the important components and in reverse chronological, which means the most recent one, if let's say in the future you have working experience already, put the most recent one at the top so that we can, as a recruiter, we can follow easier. How is your current experience compared with the past experience? Accurate and factual content. Don't falsify your resume, your experience. Because why? We will have reference check. Most of the company will have reference check. We have experience before. One of the candidates is hired, is actually shortlisted successfully. But when we did the reference check and background check, it is noticed that the employment length is different from what he declared. What happened? You maybe you thought that employment length only just 2-3 months. What's so big deal, right? No, the hiring manager reject because it's about integrity. We try to, as a recruiter, we try to help the candidate. We call him to try to understand what happened. He said he just want to make it look nice. He don't want to let other people know that he's having career break. But from recruiter or company point of view, this is about in the integrity issue. What if in the future in his job role itself, right? Because he tried to hide something and he also did the same. So this is also the concern of the hiring manager. That's why put accurate and factual content in your resume. If you're having career break, for example, you just declare, yeah, just be honest to what had happened. Share with the hiring manager and the interviewer. And check spelling and grammar error. Remember, your resume is your first impression. So if you have a lot of spelling error, grammar error, so the recruiter might feel that maybe you are not so meticulous, you are careless, then maybe your resume will be just, filtered out already. Okay. Include a professional photo so that we know how your looks. Just put your photo inside the resume as a first impression to the recruiter. And we'll advise in PDF format for your resume. Okay, avoid this. Inconsistent font size, miss out of important components, messy and very difficult to read,
then it will be very difficult for us to capture what we want to have. Grammatical and spelling error, abbreviation, texting language. Don't use those short form which we don't understand in the resume. Maybe you know, like your club in your university have certain short form, but as an outsider, we won't know what is that stand for. So put in a full form. Unprofessional email address. This one I will advise you to don't use your personal email that not so professional. Maybe monsterbaby@gmail.com.my. This kind of email when you apply for a job, if possible, just use a proper email address. Over exaggeration, don't over exaggerate your experience. If you don't have, means you don't have. Don't the interviewer and the hiring manager is smart, they are experienced enough. If you over exaggerate and when they ask you in further, if you couldn't answer their question, then they will know you did it or you not. Unprofessional photos such as selfie, right? Okay, so in summary, your resume represents your story, right? So all this is the information that I mentioned just now that you will need to include in your CV. Don't forget to put all this. If you haven't had the work experience, just put those that you involve in industrial training, right? If you haven't attended internship also, you just put experience that you experience in your university life, like those curricular activities that you join, you organize, right? And skill and language, and put a reference if possible. You can put your professor, your lecturer. Okay, and don't forget to put your photo. So I shared with you just now, I want to share with you real case. This is the the CV that we received. Can anyone tell me what is missing? Those black highlighted, they didn't have any issue, just that I want to hide the PNC information. Anyone spot anything can just trace out with me. Yes? Okay, picture. Picture is still okay. Any other things? Yeah. Yes. How should I contact this candidate? There's no phone number, even email address also didn't have. Right. So photo and personal details is very important. So because of this, I don't know how to contact these candidates, even though he has the relevant experience. Right. Second one, what do you think about this resume? How would you feel if you are a recruiter? Yes. Right. I know maybe this candidate is trying to have a very, stand out resume. I want to be different from the others. But for us that we need to screen over 100 resume a day, I don't know how to read this. I will need to, go and study which line is first, second, third. So sorry to this candidate. Yeah. So this is the thing that I would like to highlight to you. Yeah. So this is, I think most of you have your resume already. So we will screen your resume later if any one of you need help. But basically, I think after we gone through the slide just now, right, you already know what is lacking in your resume, right? So later on, we will help you to screen your resume if you feel you're needed. Okay, so just a quick share about our internship stories, right? In Mamee, this is all the appreciation posts that they share, right? This is in R&D department. Juntiet, you can consider, right? You see, they are having a very close camaraderie, right? So I know that you will be having your internship very soon, and we are actually also open for internship placement in several departments. Anyone from food manufacturing course? Yeah, your internship is 1 year, right? Yes, you may consider, right? So this is our email address. Yeah. So, and this is our website, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If anyone of you want to follow us, you can just, scan the barcode. So, that's all from my session. Any question that anyone want to ask? No. No. Because you already asked in the starting of the session, foreign session, right? Okay. So that's all from my side. If let's say anyone of you need a screening session on the resume, just come to the stage later. Lah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Seline, for the sharing. Before we move on to the next section, we would like to welcome Dr. Nurul to give the certificate of appreciation and certificates to all the panelists. Please welcome. First, we welcome Ms. Lai Wai Ki. Thank you, Ms. Lai. Next, we welcome Ms. Cheong Wei Ping. Thank you, Ms. Cheong. Next, we welcome Ms. Nurul Ainina. Thank you, Ms. Nurul Ainina. Next, we welcome Ms. Seline Seline. Thank you, Ms. Seline, and thank you, Dr. Nurul for certificate today. Dear all, the program will not be completed without some photos as a memorable gift. So, I would like to invite our guests from the Mamee and Dr. Nurul together with the respected students to participate in a photo taking session. The students may move to the center to take a photo.
Yeah.
Dear students, we are now at the end of our career talk. Big thanks to the Mamee team and all the students who came and joined our career talk today. We apologize for any faults throughout the program. Students are reminded to scan the feedback form at the end of this session. Thank you and have a nice day.
Fatih, who is Fatih? Nurul Fatih. So, the first question after I see this CV, right, is when is your internship? Yeah. We will advise you to put your internship period in the CV as well. If not, you will need to remember to attach your internship letter when you submit for application. But normally, right, for example, let's say you submit through JobStreet, right? So sometimes it might be a bit difficult for you to make another attachment. So I advise you to put your internship period in your CV so that the recruiter will have a quick information when you will start your internship. And the other things I think is fine. All the important components you already include inside. And you see, she put the achievement in the CV.